She's stuck inside my mental. She got a body like a temple. Even though she drives me crazy, I tell everyone that's my baby.
Hello.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome back. I am Beautiful.
And I'm Ace.
And we are
Together real bad. Are we gonna never get tired of doing that?
Real bad.
Are we gonna ever get tired of doing that?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I think we got it down to the point like we do it every single time. We're creating more structure to our podcast, which is very helpful in staying organized. So
that's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Well, welcome to the podcast. For those who are new, welcome in. For those who are returning,
what's up? Welcome back. Now you know your voice don't get deep. Don't even try it.
And I did try it, and I got pretty deep.
Do it again. Welcome back.
How was that? How was it?
I guess it was okay.
All right, come on. Let's do our introduction.
What
Social media.
Oh, you didn't have that on the list.
I don't have to have it on the list.
Oh, okay. I needed it because, as you can see, I forgot. Anyway, if you like what you hear, please take a second to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Those handles are together.real.badpod. And then we're also on, I don't think I told you this, but I started a Twitter X account.
You did.
Or X account, whatever you want to call it. I'm working on trying to figure that out, but we're there too at the same handle, I believe. And then if you just want to drop us a line, you can inbox us at either of those social media locations, or you can email us at the number 2 togetherrealbad.com. And lastly, you can visit our website at together, not the number 2, but togetherrealbad.com, where we have just recently put up some merch to try and support the pod a little bit more. So if you want to check that out, that's there.
Did you figure out the design for the other shirt?
I did not. Someone requested a crop top design that we had done probably last year.
It was last year. It was definitely last year. I was wearing it at Southside Pride, and someone came up to me asking were we selling this shirt that I was wearing.
And then I was like, damn. But if you're listening, I don't remember her name, but if you're listening, I'm on it. Don't worry about it. It'll be up. So there you go. There's the social media introductions, and we're gaining some followers, so I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
So updates, how are you?
I'm good. It was a stressful few days.
Stressful?
Well, just getting ready for Southside Pride.
I was going to say, I don't like that.
I mean,
but it was a little hectic.
A little hectic, a little stressful. We just getting all the marketing materials and the designs and flyers and 360 machine, which the one I had broke on me Tuesday. And we had to get another one, which I wasn't sure that was going to be able to happen, but it did. So I was thankful for that. But when you get new stuff, especially before an event, you got to set it up and make sure that it works. So that meant extra time that I wasn't planning on, right? And then we purchased a speaker, and that came at the last minute on Friday. So I had to hook that up to make sure that, we knew how to use it. And then that same Friday, we had to go over to Pride Southside, the location, to just check it out and make sure.
We were supposed to be setting up.
Yeah. And
that ain't happened.
That didn't happen. But that's okay. So we were able to come back the next day and get that together. But just, I like to be kind of know what's going on.
And be prepared and not have any surprises happen.
Exactly. Yeah. And not knowing was, I didn't like that.
Yeah. Well, it all worked out in the end because we had an amazing first time at Southside Pride with our booth. So let's talk about that, Southside Pride.
Yeah, we did a collaboration with Southside Pride and two other amazing podcasts. One was with Anna Deshawn of E3 Radio. She has a queer news podcast. I think they do like queer news like every day. I think the podcast is maybe like 15 minutes, but she drops something about or something within like the queer family or LGBTQIA plus family like every day. And I don't even know how she has time to find all this news, but it's really good news. It's really informative. And then Black Gay Table Talk with Keenan is a queer podcast. And it seems, I listened to like a couple snippets. It seems that he interviews like entertainers because he had Just Logan on there, which we'll kind of talk about a little bit later.
So he did have Just Logan on there.
Yep.
Okay,
He
came.
did.
I know he came to the table to like take
a
pictures.
picture. Yeah. I think they're pretty good friends. So but yeah, it was like, I don't know, at the last minute it came together. There were problems like you expect to have problems when you have events. Everybody came together with what they like brought, from camera to speaker to mics to backdrops to like everything, right? And it just all worked out in the end. And I feel like we had like, for a first time, like a decent amount of like turnout. People that just came by to say, hey, what's up? A couple of our friends dropped by. So it was just a really good experience. We got to interview different either people in the community,
like
activists, entertainers. We were supposed to interview Vicky Street, I think her name is, but she was
Miss Toto.
Yeah, and Miss Toto.
I really was looking forward to that.
Yeah, but I think they both like got busy and couldn't make it. But it's all good because we're gonna catch them on the flip side.
Yeah.
So really cool, really great experience, and I'm hoping we can do it again next year, or either just like collab with them and do something.
Yeah. I also want to give a shout out to the people that helped us make it possible. My sister Chanel came through. And helped run the table and the 360 photo booth. Also, your intern Jada also helped out a lot as well, going through the crowds and passing out little flyers and stickers and pins and things like that. And the people that helped out at Black Gay Table Talk and with Anna Deshawn E3 Radio, like everybody came together and like worked it out.
Yeah, it was really good experience. It was also kind of like a lesson learned, I guess, in a way, because like I didn't realize like interviewing people is like such an energy like drain.
Oh yeah.
It's a tough job. And so I have a newfound respect for people who interview people for a living. Granted, they probably have an entire production team that comes up with, you know, the topics and the subtopics and all that. But still, like, you kind of have to be able to think on the fly, right? And hold a conversation. And with me, like, being more so introverted, it's a little bit more difficult for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
It's difficult for me because I have ADD. And so I'm trying to listen to what they're saying and understand what they're saying, comprehend what they're saying. Also look at the notes to make sure I know my next question.
Right. And that's the thing, thinking of your next question, especially when we had people that they came up and they were like, you know, they weren't planned. And so we did zero research on them. So it was like, so yeah, tell me about yourself. Like that was the question. And we kind of had to go off of that. But yeah, it was a really, really awesome experience. Shout out to Jared, who oversaw everything. I thought that maybe he could raise money for a salary for himself. He says he does not get paid to do any of it. I don't think anybody.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So, we were talking at the beginning, and I think that everything that's done is volunteer, and they get sponsors to come out and bring stuff in booths and, you know, whatever. He says he doesn't get paid. And it's just amazing to me how dedicated he is to it. And even after the fact, he's talking about things that maybe could have been better, and things that can happen next year. So big shout out to him and his team.
To you.
Christiana, I had to shout her out because I came to her like 45 times for things. And she always like, hold on. She in her ear listening to what's going on. She said, okay, what's up? Okay, I got you. Don't worry about it. And so like, she was like, you know, a super, super huge help. So shout out to her too.
Yes. Okay. But yeah, so overall, Pride Southside was a success. What was I going to say about that? Oh, come out next year. Like, so we can make it bigger and bigger every year. I hear it's been growing since they started. And this has been the biggest yet.
The biggest turnout in 6 years.
Biggest turnout in 6 years. So let's keep that going so we can get some more things on the South Side.
For sure. And for people that are listening, if you're in Chicago, even if you're like, I don't know, I feel like ATL, wherever, if y'all have events that y'all know about that maybe we should attend or can attend, definitely reach out to us.
Yes, please let us know.
Let us know, because we're trying to grow our community and do some other things just to kind of have a safe space for people, you know, and if we can provide that safe space wherever it is, even if it's just us sitting across the room with somebody talking, like that they feel okay talking to, because they know there's no judgment that's going to be passed. Like that's kind of what we're looking for. So let us know if there's any events that we should be at.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to date night diaries. So our most recent date, we went to a crab broil place called Cajun Boil and Shake. It is here in Hyde Park. We heard mixed reviews about this place. One of the things that we heard is that the food is good, the service is terrible. We ended up going, what day was that?
It was Friday.
It was a Friday. We went on a Friday evening around
this past
6.
Friday. Yeah.
I believe it was around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yep, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and I called first for reservations. And they did not take reservations. It's first come, first serve. We got there and the entire place was empty.
Yeah.
So, of course, there was no need to wait for a table. We were seated immediately, obviously, and our server was very interesting. I could tell that there was something off about her. However, she did an amazing job. She was phenomenal.
She was really good.
She was very attentive, knowledgeable about the menu. And for those who don't know, I am in the food and hospitality industry, and I can appreciate someone who takes the time to learn the menu, because I had to do it too, especially for 5-star restaurants and things of that nature. So it's really important that you know your menu. Like I asked a question about what's the market price for a king crab, and she was able to tell me right away, instead of like, oh, let me go and see, or I don't know, or making up something. Right. So I was actually very impressed. And I say that she was interesting because she seemed to be on the spectrum. And I noticed it right away because I am starting to believe that I am on the spectrum. So I'm starting to know these little tendencies.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because I mean, like, one of the things is I definitely have to think and play it through my head several times what I'm going to say to somebody.
What is that a characteristic of?
Autism.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, very high functioning, obviously.
Yeah.
But I feel like that, along with ADD, like all this shit just runs in together. Honestly, not that I'm sitting here trying to diagnose myself, but like I read a little bit, but I was listening to a podcast about it, and I was like, that sound like me. And the funny thing is that when I was in college, my minor is psychology. The reason why I didn't continue with psychology, past just having it as a minor, is because I was sitting there diagnosing everybody in my family, everybody around me. Like, oh, yeah.
You that.
Yeah, bitch, you got ADD. Like, all type of shit. So, yeah, it can be overwhelming at times, and you find different ways to, I don't know, I feel like I was finding like different ways to fit in what group or whatever, trying to figure out what was actually the fuck wrong with me.
I feel like if you sit back and look at anybody, you probably can put everybody in some sort of like bucket.
Yeah.
If you really, really sit back and like look at people like, So I don't know. How do you even find out if you're autistic or not? You gotta go have a test.
I believe there is possibly some type of test. Obviously, I have not taken that test, and this is not an official diagnosis of autism. It's just something that I feel like, okay, I have a little bit of that.
Like a touch.
For those who can see. But yeah, so anyway, our experience was really good. It looks like a regular crab boil place in there. The decor and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Again, our server was phenomenal. Our food was amazing.
It was pretty good.
Too much garlic, but it was still fire.
And that's why I like garlic, but when you go to places like that, it's so much. Like we were digging in the bag and it was coming on like out on everything, like chopped up garlic or something. Mm-hmm. Then that's that, and it was a lot of butter because we got everything that had butter, special. Right? And I would like it to be like a little bit more like vinegar / spicy / butter. That would have been, I feel like, a good
how we
mix.
Did it here.
Yeah, kind of like how we made it when we did our little mini crab broil here. But
we
other
do
than
another
that,
one since we have more crab.
We do, and we probably will.
Yeah,
we probably should soon, so that doesn't go bad.
It's in the freezer,
but it won't go bad. I mean, I know it won't go bad, but if we take it out and let it sit for like a day, is it gonna be okay?
I don't know.
You know, it's like
also
goes bad.
One thing that I did not like about it is that it made the house smell like fish.
Yeah, it did for like 2 days.
So we have to make sure we don't have any guests coming or anything like that when we do it.
Right.
But anyway, again, very nice place. Food was amazing. We're only speaking about our experience. The service was phenomenal. So yeah, if you're in Chicago and you want to try Cajun boil and shake over in Hyde Park, I would suggest doing so because, it's on the South Side. I want to say it's a Black-owned business.
I don't know, because places that I be thinking are Black-owned don't be Black-owned. They just be in Black neighborhoods, so that's who they hire. Oh, okay. I hope it is, because it is good, but I'm not sure.
Okay, well, either way, go out and support them.
Yeah. And we, Chicago KB on TikTok last night, she asked us about where the last places we went. Yeah, we lied. It wasn't Hot Pot. We said Hot Pot. Sorry about that, Chicago KB, if you're listening. Yeah.
We lied, but we didn't mean to.
At all. At all.
Something that I want to introduce to this thing. I don't know if it's going to be a thing yet, but I was just thinking about it. Y'all could tell me what y'all think. The countdown to me coming out the closet. I know it sounds super funny because it's like, bitch, just do it.
Yeah,
at this
but
point.
It's not.
But it's not that. I mean, people understand it's not that easy.
Yeah, people that have come out know that it's not that easy at all. I mean, it's terrifying to be honest with you.
I'm so scared, but I feel like at Pride Southside, I had a family friend of 30 plus years come to the table out of nowhere. I just looked up and I was like, ah!
You were mortified?
No, I was so surprised. I don't know where I thought Kiara lived. I didn't know if she was still in Chicago. I didn't know.
Okay.
I just didn't know. Mm-hmm. And I hadn't seen her in years. I don't even remember the last time I saw her. Maybe it was at a Bulls game. Maybe it wasn't. Mm-hmm. But Kiara is my mom's work best friend's daughter. Mm-hmm. So that's why we've known each other for
Wait a minute. How come that just can't be your mom's best friend? Why it got to be her work best friend?
I mean, because everybody has a work best friend.
Okay.
Everybody has a work best friend. My mom has best friends outside of work.
Okay.
So that's why I say work best friends, just to be specific.
That's fair.
And so she came to the table and she was like, okay, really quick, 3 things. Number 1, she showed me a picture of her girlfriend. She's like, this is my girlfriend. And I was like, oh.
Phew.
I had no idea. I'm like,
y'all just gay all outside.
No wonder why you're here. Okay. Right. Okay. What's number 2? So she's like, number 2. My mother knows about me. And I think she was saying about you. And she would never tell.
Comforting.
Yes. And then she said number 3. Or I don't know. It's probably not in this order, but these are the things that she said. She's like, also, it just takes time.
Your parents need time.
Your parents need time.
Yeah.
So basically tell them they just need some time. They're going to get over it. They love, like your mom loves you very much. She's going to always love you. They just need time. And then she started to tell me about how she ended up telling her mom. And at first, her mom wasn't okay with it, but now they're still best friends. Her mom asks about her girlfriend all the time, everything. And it was just very affirming for her to come up to me and say that, because I've been a lot of you guys know, some don't know, that I've been struggling on coming out to my parents because of past situations and things that have happened in our family regarding people who have come out of the closet?
Well, your mom might need time or your dad might need time. And my mom needed time, but I feel like my dad was relieved because
Oh, really?
yes, anytime like a male would come around. So for example, one of my best guy friends, his son is actually my cousin. And so years ago, before I came out and told them, he would come over when we would be in Mississippi together. He would just, kicking and chill. As soon as this man walked in, my dad like just froze up. Like he would just give off this energy, just like nigga, my house. Like, that was just
Really?
that was just his energy whenever guys would come around. And so when I came out, he never really like said anything to me about it. But when we would go fishing, we would have talks and I would just be like, I don't understand why she just, she just can't accept it. It is what it is. He was like, yeah, it is what it is. He didn't say that because he's older, but that was his sentiment. So that's my 2 cents on needing time. He didn't need no time. He didn't want no male around his child. So,
like most fathers, I feel, have that fear.
Yeah, because they know what they did when they were younger.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if we're doing a countdown, what's the day? We can't just do a countdown and not have a day.
I would say
yeah.
Let's do. Oh. Now I feel like I'm in a hot seat.
Well,
you
put it out there.
I did. I said, in my head, I was thinking 14 days. But that would bring us back to the next time we record.
Which would be perfect.
It would be perfect.
Well, we'll just do your dad in 14 days and then do your mom in another 14 days.
Okay, we can do that.
Uh-oh.
We can do that.
Check in, because she already know. Ain't no proposals happen until she tell her parents.
Yeah. So be looking out for the updates or the countdown. I'm sorry. The countdowns and the update for when I tell my papa about me liking vagina.
Oh.
Anyway,
I feel some kind of way about you saying it like that.
I know it's weird. It's weird to say that.
Okay.
Because not even that I just looks like vagina. It's just,
Okay.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay.
Oh, one thing I want to do before we moved on back to Southside Pride is to shout out two LGBTQIA plus artists that I at least enjoyed while we were there. They gave live performances and we were also listening to their music beforehand.
Yes.
One of them is Just Logan, which is giving Prince all day
for
long.
You. I feel like it's a mix between Prince and then his idol Shaka Khan, which is
I thought he said Tina Turner.
I mean that's Shaka Khan. Yes, Tina Turner. My bad.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay.
Tina Turner.
Yes.
So Prince and Tina Turner.
Yep. And he gave a hell of a performance.
Yeah.
Like really, really good. And he's actually the brother of one of your teammates.
Yes.
And we've seen him in Akira. Like it's just weird how he has just been around. And then the other, his name is 7 Deep, which both of their music is a really weird but really good to me like mix of music. I feel like 7 Deep had like a samba kind of Mexican influence along with rap and a few other genres, a little bit of rock and roll.
I don't know if that was Mexican music, baby. I think that was African.
Well, if you so when we were listening to it here.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about what he performed.
No. When we were listening to it, well, you listened to some of it and I was listening to like an album. Like he had some Latin influence, I feel like, in his music, but both of them are really good. And I said that I was going to start kind of veering more in the direction of listening to more queer music, because it's been so hard for me to find music that I like these days. Like I like rap to a certain extent, but I'm like tired of it.
Yeah.
So I want something new and refreshing and something different, and they've provided that over the last couple of weeks. So
yeah. Shout out to y'all, 7 Deep and Logan.
Yes, just Logan. And they're both on iTunes if y'all want to, check that out.
Check them out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on to the topic of the day, entitled, Why So Serious? Should I have not said it like that?
Were you mocking something that you heard? I feel like you
the Joker and Batman.
got it.
And
That's where you got that from.
That's where I got that from. However, I don't even like Batman.
Hater.
I'm not a DC fan.
Hater.
I'm a Marvel fan.
Hater.
And so yeah, there's that. So why so serious? Why so serious? We're talking about the power of play in our relationship, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna start off with this defining what play means in the context of our relationship.
I think for me, when we talk about play, it means like one in the literal sense, like we like play around, like we wrestle, or I remember when we first got together, I bought Nerf guns.
Yeah.
And was on your ass about it. And then you had 2 guns. Like I think, I don't know if you took them and hit them or whatever, but then I bought an automatic machine Nerf gun and tore your ass up when we were at 50 East. Mm-hmm. So that was, that's like the first thing I think of when we talk about like play in relationships. But then the other thing I think of is like playful banter. Like if something is getting a little too serious or uptight, or especially for me, sometimes I get like come off a little rough. I think I try and like lighten it up because I don't mean to come off rough, or I don't want to come off rough. And so that's like a little bit of like play, right? Like I'll just lighten it up with cracking a joke, or
which she's not that funny, but I love her saying.
You swear since somebody on TikTok told you was funny.
I'm hilarious.
You're not funnier than I am. You're not.
Okay,
you are not funnier than I am.
Time out.
Period.
Time out. I want y'all to tell us who was funnier. If you're listening to this podcast, please let us know either in the comments on our TikTok or in the comments on YouTube when you're watching this, the video. Let us know who was funnier.
You know what? We're going to ask Lana. Because we know Lana watches every episode. She's tapped in. We're going to ask Lana who's funnier and see what she says. Because she's seen each episode though. And she knows us.
But she also knows us in person. We can't just base it off of one person.
Okay, we won't.
I want everybody who listens to this podcast.
We taking polls.
Let's take a poll. I want to know who you guys think is funnier, Beautiful or Ace?
Ace. Exactly. You was about to say it. You didn't even know.
No, I was not about to say it.
Moving around.
My turn.
Wait, was I done? So yes, I was done, but I wanted to add like, so those 2 things help to not make it like so serious, right? I feel like I've seen couples where, especially on TV, and I know you can't base anything off TV and social media, but everything is always so uptight and so perfect and so buttoned up. And I'm like, how do y'all get through just being together without having like, I want to say some fun, but I'm sure they have fun, but some play was what I really mean.
I think that a relationship without play is a relationship without authenticity. Because I feel like your play and your definition of play also makes you you. So if you can't be fully yourself when you're playing with somebody with your sense of humor, I feel like you're not being true to yourself. You're not being authentic. And we've talked about in the past how you need to show up very authentic in your relationships for it to be successful.
For sure.
And to weed out the ones that don't need to be with you. Like if I didn't like the way you played with me and you couldn't get the shit together, that would probably be one of your cons as to why this probably wouldn't work out. And so, I think that it's very important to be playful in your relationships, to loosen things up and again be authentic
and make memories.
Yeah,
like we have a memory of Nerf guns at 50 East.
Yes, like as soon as she said it, y'all heard me start laughing. Like oh yeah,
right.
When I tell you, it was like hiding behind furniture, shooting over walls. Like it was pretty intense.
Like turned off the light. I feel like one time
because we had lasers.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was hilarious.
It is. I feel like we need to get back to that. Like not necessarily Nerf guns, but just, I mean, life happens and things get like, I don't know, we get busy, but I feel like we need to get back to that. Like we used to do that or wrestle and stuff a lot more, but you also used to have a lot more free time too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think that should be our next focus.
I agree, especially with, how stressful things were this weekend. It had me thinking about having that time to like remedy the stress.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that playfulness or joking around in your relationship does.
Yeah.
So
also like video games and
yeah. I have a memory from video games. So
that we were trying to play.
Yeah, so we played Monopoly on, what is that game called? Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And I was losing really bad. I didn't need you to say that. Okay, I did not need you to say that. This is my I didn't need you to chime in. I told the truth. I told the truth. Mm-hmm. I was not doing well.
Tapped.
Right. And I ended up cheating.
At least you admitting it, because yes, finally.
I'm pretty honest.
No, you weren't trying to admit that at the time. At all.
I ended up accidentally cheating.
No, you see what I'm saying? What you backtracking for? And now it's accidentally cheating?
Yeah, because I didn't really do it on purpose. It just happened.
Come on, you just had a Freudian slip that said you just did it on purpose.
No, I did not say I did it on purpose.
But you said I ended up cheating. The second time you said I accidentally ended up cheating.
It was an accident. I was pressing the buttons too fast. But ultimately, I ended up cheating. And how I cheated is on Monopoly. Is it Monopoly Go?
It's not Monopoly Go.
Okay, well, Monopoly on Nintendo Switch, when you are leaning on a property and you don't have enough money to buy the property, you have to auction it off. And so with the auctioning, you get to put up however much money you want to do, and the next person gets the turn. Well, we were just going back and forth, putting up $1 or whatever for this property. And for some reason, our handhelds or controllers like switched. You were able. Shut up,
bro. Handhelds. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The controllers like switched in a way. Nintendo Switch. No. In a way that I can control her turn, and she was able to control mine. And I think it was like a glitch or something, because that shouldn't have happened.
I think we didn't have them like set correctly from the beginning. Okay. You have to like set them in like you can use a tray for the controllers. You have to set them that way, or you can use one controller. And if you use one controller, you have to set it that way too, like from the jump. So I think that's what happened. But we could play again tonight and find out.
No, we can't. So
She just shut me down.
So since we were able to control each other's turns, I was pressing A or X or whatever it was to go to the next person after I bet my $1, and I pressed it faster because we were just going back and forth, and I pressed it twice in a row, which meant that it gave up her option to buy the property at that point, and so I ended up taking the property when it was my turn. So yeah.
She cheated on purpose.
I did not cheat on purpose.
Yep.
I did not cheat on purpose. Anyway, so that was another little personal anecdote of a memory of playfulness. Another one, we love Anitama.
Really good game if y'all haven't played it.
Yeah, it's a 2-person game where it's pretty much like chess. And I'm not a chess player. I have no idea how to play chess. But this is a version of a chess game. It's definitely mine, like how would you say, like you have to play, like be 3 steps ahead of your partner.
So you have to, there's cards that, let's say there's 2 cards that tell you the spots that you can move, and you can only move in those spots. So it might be, if you have your pawn like in the center, it might be able to move like 1 left or 2 left, 1 right or 2 right, or diagonal. And so,
or front and back,
and those are the only spaces that your pawn can move, and you have either that or the other card, right? The first card or the second card to choose from, and so it forces you to kind of like plan,
strategically plan,
like, and you also get to see what the other person has, And so you have to look and see like, okay, if I move here, they can move there with that card. And then you got this third card on the side that you have to take into account too. So it's really just like, it's like they say, you got to play chess, not checkers. Like that saying goes, because you got to like plan ahead for your moves and have a strategy. So that's a really good game.
Another one that we enjoy playing, and I'm saying this because our next point was explain how play leads to creating joyful memories and shared experiences. I know we touched on a few of them, but another game that we got at the same time that we got Anitama was the burger game, where you had to put the burger order in the correct sequence in order to win. And it's not time, but you're trying to beat your partner. And I mentioned that game because both of those two games are games that we played when I went down with you to Mississippi to visit your mom for Christmas. And it was my first time visiting your mom. It was my first time coming down to Mississippi with you.
It helped, didn't it?
I'm not saying that it helped, but what?
Like, so like, in the evening when there's nothing to do but watch TV and try to feel that void,
in Mississippi.
we either fished or watched TV or played that game. And that's what I mean. It helps like kind of fill that void, because my mom goes to bed at like 7 or something. But I think she probably stayed up a little later because we were there, but she was watching this and she was interested in it. Right.
Yeah.
So that just says to me, like, even as a senior citizen, like, you should still be playing. And actually I don't know if she still does, but she used to have one of the games that I had, that it's like the car game where you got to get the red car out and you have to move the other cars around. Yeah. She would play that sometimes, but she would use it, to exercise her brain because she wants to keep things sharp. But I feel like that just means like everybody needs some sort of like play in their life. And while I'm thinking about it, shout out to Julie Fisher, who is one of my clients that does podcasts. One of her episodes was about the power of play. And I was like, really? We should do a podcast on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where that idea came from. So I thought it was a really cool idea.
Yeah. So anyway, that was one of my favorite memories of something that we did that was playful, that was competitive, because for those who don't know, we are pretty competitive.
Are we?
We are pretty competitive. So it was a great memory for me because it brought back other things that was happening during that time.
Yeah. I think it's really important that you always like play in your relationship. And I don't know, I'd be interested to see like how many people actually take the time to like make it a point to have like playtime. Like, it sounds really childish, but I feel like it's really important too. It helps to just create trust and a safe space, and like you feel like you can be silly with each other and not, have judgment or whatever passed against you. So I really like it. And then, I'm a whole child.
I was just about to say, you talking about childish. It's important to support each other's inner child, because you are
the biggest kid.
Oh my God, is she the biggest kid? I love it. I'm not complaining whatsoever.
But you're not the biggest kid though.
I'm not the biggest kid. I tend to be kind of serious sometimes. And so I have to make sure that I check out of that and, enjoy life a little bit more. And what?
Why do you think you are so serious?
I don't think I'm super serious. It's just that I know I find moments that I'm like really focusing on something because I have ADD. And so I'm like trying to make sure that I'm like tunnel vision on this one thing that I forget to relax and, whatever. Like sometimes like when I'm on my phone and I might be reading something, so I'm into what I'm reading because I already have to read it 3 times because I have to comprehend because I'm thinking about other stuff while I'm reading it. And then you want to put your finger in my ear and I'm like, stop.
Yeah, that's my favorite time to do it.
Y'all hear that? She be trying to get on my nerves when she do that. That's her favorite time to do it when it's my time. Like I'm trying to actually concentrate on what it is that I'm doing, which is reading. It's probably like reading a couple sentences, and you want to.
No, I don't wet
no,
willy
you. Don't
you. I just stick my finger in your ear to get your attention.
Okay.
Or
definitely to get my attention.
Yeah.
And she like a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get into this child.
Yeah. But again, I love it. It's part of who Ace is. I love the big kid in her because, not that age was ever a thing for me in our relationship, but I feel like it makes you feel younger in the relationship.
Did you have this dynamic with others?
No, because I no, I mean, I liked older men and women, but they would just be like a couple years older, at the most maybe 4 or 5 years. So I would say when you're dating an older man 4 or 5 years, they basically the same age as you mentally.
That's facts.
So there was nothing there. And then the women that dated were either my age or a year or 2 or 3 older. So this is the biggest age gap. But you're more playful than any of those kids.
Any of those kids.
Any of those cats.
That's interesting.
Cats.
Well, who are you today?
I don't know, bro.
That's interesting. I think, I never want to grow up like
Peter Pan.
Yeah, like I don't ever, like I feel like I like have such a like love and zest for like living and being able to do things and experience things, and that's why I have a really hard time with getting older every single year.
Yes.
Because I know that my body will start to limit what I can do, and I know people say age is just a number; it's all about how you feel. But for real, like the difference between your body at 32 and 42 is huge. And so, like, after football, I'm limping around like, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
Right. And it just always reminds me like, Jesus, man, I'm getting older. And so I think.
I want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us
Whoa,
kid.
you just slaughtered that. You just slaughtered
because
that.
I was looking at you. And I was trying to go.
I was about to jump in, but you went there too fast. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
No, that is not.
Yes, it is. Don't let me have to Google this, y'all.
Sing it again. No. Let me sing it again.
I don't want to grow up, but I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million toys in Toys R Us that I can play with. From bikes to games to video games, something like that. The biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz. I don't want to grow up. Because maybe if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
That part. So I know the end of that.
Sorry for my terrible singing, y'all. But yes.
So I think our generation didn't hear that full song.
Probably not. You probably just got the
last part that you said. Yes.
Because then they started shortening commercials.
Yeah.
Probably because they got expensive.
Yeah.
That reminds me, this is off topic. The Nair commercial.
What Nair commercial?
I can't remember how it goes. Or the we wear short skirts. If you dare wear short skirts, Nair wear short skirts. Something like that. Yeah, okay.
I don't know that one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, I just dated myself.
This, I feel like there's a song that I don't know every single time, and I'm just, every
there
time
is.
we get here, I'm just like, yeah.
But that's our age gap. Like,
Hashtag, yeah.
I don't know that song.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, Diana Flood's like, I think I'm going to start using that as like a thing in life. Like, I don't know that song.
Yeah.
Like, that could be used in a way that is constructive. Mm-hmm. Like, that situation. I don't know that song.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know that song.
Kind of like, I don't know that man. That Keke Palmer was saying.
Oh.
I'm sorry to that man.
Oh, I don't know that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God, we're so old. I mean, our age differences.
Yeah. That was a couple years ago, so I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't be keeping up. I don't. I really don't.
But yeah, like we said earlier, like, embracing that inner child of your partner or even yourself it's very nurturing. It creates safe space for the environment that you're creating with your partner.
Yeah.
So continue to try to do that.
Yeah.
If you care.
Like play breaks, just take a play break.
Like a praise break.
That was so off by both of us.
Yeah.
That was so off.
We tried.
Play break, praise break.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. 7, 8. 8. I can't go back down.
8.
I can't go back down.
7, 8.
You got
6, 7, 8.
You better know it.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Because you've been doing it
4, 5, 6, 7,
for
8.
a couple weeks.
3, 4, 5. Dang it. Let me just say, I have that in my head going to work. Sometimes, like, I drive in silence, and then sometimes I listen to different podcasts that I'm into. Today, I drove in silence all the way to work, and you know what was in my head?
That song or that.
Yeah. Counting to 8.
What do you even call it?
I don't know.
Trend. Meme? TikTok trend? Meme?
Whatever.
Right. We don't call it 1 through 8.
I was counting 1 through 8. for 45 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
You
know.
didn't turn on music. Did you look it up to make sure you had it right?
You know, the narrators in my brain were singing it.
Wait, narrators plural? You have more than one?
No.
You have some
but I'm
personalities?
saying, no, but in my head, I was picturing the video. I don't have personalities.
Okay,
I was picturing the video of the kids that were doing it in the church, like
everything.
Church.
Yeah.
And so it was 3 of them. And so that's what I mean by that.
Okay.
All 3 of them in my head were.
Let me find out now.
Girl. Bye. Anyway, another thing that you can do to encourage your partner's inner child to come out, or to encourage play in the relationship, is to embrace each other's hobbies and interests. We've kind of gotten away a little bit with this, but it's only because we've been busy. We promise to get back to it soon, but one of the things that I've embraced for you was going skating.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that in so long. When we go back, we're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, then we're like,
where y'all been? Where y'all been? I said come twice a week,
right?
Every week. Like, I'm gonna have to start over in the class and everything.
Yeah, he gonna put us back to 1. And I started back. No, we don't support. We don't support.
That's not how that song goes.
Okay.
It's not that.
And I started. Yes,
no.
Those are the words. Then I start back at 1. Yeah. Those are the words.
We're gonna look them up when we get off here.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Those are the words or not.
I'm telling you, those are the words. Let's put money on it.
What's up? What you got?
What's up?
You don't want to say that? What's up? Okay. What? Oh, why you couldn't say that on the mic?
I don't know.
I was gonna have a dead space in the recording. You can be like, what happened?
No, you can kind of hear it. You can kind of hear it.
We'll see.
I'm betting her $5 and I'm right. Then I started back at 1.
Okay, what? Tell me the words exactly.
Then I start back at 1.
Then I start back at 1. Okay.
Then I start
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna check it out.
Mm-hmm. What you think it is? Or you just betting that I'm wrong?
I think I'm just betting that you're wrong.
Okay.
Just in this case. This is not
I'm typically wrong about lyrics.
Oh,
I am.
So it could be.
But I think I know this one.
You think you got this
one? I'm 96% sure.
I wish we had an audience on YouTube right now. We could ask them one day.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, one day. We also didn't let people know that we were going live right now.
Yeah, I didn't. And I could have sent out a text message. However, I didn't want to continue to bug people. But next week, I'll send out a text message that we're going live.
So what hobbies do you encourage from me?
What do you mean? Like what hobbies I join in on that are yours? What hobbies do you have, babe? Besides your hair, which I try and ask you questions about. I also ask you about gymnastics. Mm-hmm. What else you got?
I love Latin American dancing.
I had no clue. This is news to me.
She don't know me, y'all.
No. Don't even do me like that, because I'm pretty sure that I probably asked you like what hobbies, because we've talked so much and you've never said that. Because if you would have said that, I probably would have been like, okay, let's find a dance studio that does Latin American dancing and try and go, even though I got 2 left feet and I can't dance. So don't do me like that.
That is a lie.
What do you mean? What's a lie?
That is a lie.
What's a lie?
You know I love dancing.
I know you love dancing, but you just specifically said Latin American dancing, and I know
used to tell you about,
they have.
Nah, bro.
No.
I used to tell you about me going to Lalo's in college on my study break. I put that in quotes because I never studied for real in college, but as a study break, Lalo's was literally through the park from my condo, and I used to be there on Wednesday nights, getting it in until like 12 or something in the morning, and then I would walk back to my apartment and finish studying before I went to bed for the night.
I have asked you before what your hobbies are. If you said anything, it was something about hair.
That is a hobby.
And that's not a problem at all. That's a great hobby, and it's something that you love. You have never once said that one of my hobbies that I like to do is Latin American dancing. Not once in 2 years. Because if you did, like I said, I probably would have looked something up for us to go and do, even though I can't dance. And I got 2 left feet. But now I know, so don't worry about it.
Are you upset?
No, I'm not upset.
Your tone kind of changed.
I'm just saying. You're saying that you told me this.
I'm pretty sure
you told me about that, but you never specifically said that it was a hobby of yours. Because I've asked this question. I know I have, and I've never gotten that answer. But thank you for telling me, because now I know.
You know what I think it is that there are so many things that I'm into.
What else are you into that I don't know about?
I think you know. I think you know everything.
Apparently, I don't because
I'm into.
Apparently, I don't because I didn't know about this Latin American dancing thing. So please tell me what else you're into.
Football.
Okay, I know that. That's easy. I need a crickets button. I don't even know.
Whatever. Let's move on. Let us move on.
Oh,
because we're getting late in the episode.
Okay.
So the next point we had to share stories of trying out each other's favorite playful activities and the impact it had on your relationship.
We kind of already talked about that.
We did.
I mean, it has a really good impact, I feel like.
Let's mention one of our playful things that we like to do that the other doesn't like.
Tickling?
Yes.
No. Y'all, I cannot stand to be tickled. It's not funny. It's like torture. No, it's not. It's like torture.
I mean, nobody likes to be tickled, but like in the act of it, like the current act of it, but like after or like trying to get away, like that's so playful and
it
and
is.
fun.
But no, I don't know. I don't like to be tickled. So for me, it's like, why would you do that? I think that's how like my sentiment is. Like, why would you do that? I don't want to be tickled. Like I hate to. As you're doing it right now.
No, I'm not. I'm rubbing your back.
No.
I'm rubbing your back. I can rub your back. It's my back.
So you just all of a sudden decided to rub my back right now when we talking about tickling as you were spider walking up my side to my armpit?
I wasn't going to tickle you on camera or on the podcast or even after we get off.
Okay. But it's coming later. Is that what you said?
Maybe. No, you don't like it. So I've sometimes I forget. And I'll do it anyway. But I'm doing better. Like when I'm like rubbing your feet.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
She does a good job rubbing my feet, y'all.
And I hate feet.
And she hates feet. So I'm grateful that she's making that sacrifice. Thanks. Shall we move on to take it or leave it?
Let's move on to take it or leave it, yes.
So what I am taking from this episode is that we need to play Nerf guns more. Even though I think Kenzie has, I don't know where all the pellets are.
Yeah. We've been trying to hide them because she likes to chew on them.
I don't know what happened to them all. There was like over 50 of them and they're nowhere to be found. So more Nerf.
50 is a stretch.
No, I bought a bag.
You did?
Oh, a bag came with the automatic gun. Okay, 25. Whatever it is, it was more than the 4 that we had initially from the two guns. Okay. And leaving seriousness, but you know, like there's a time and a place to be serious. But just making sure that we are not too serious, or we're serious to a point where, you know, it's causing like a problem. Like we don't, or we forget how to play with each other, or we don't want to play with each other.
Okay. I like that. What I am taking away from this episode is I want to do it. I want to have something that, you know, actually, I'm taking away doing more things that make us laugh, not just like telling jokes or anything like that. But I don't know. I lied. I take that back. That's not what I want to take. I want to take the fact that I support your inner child. And it's important to you to stay young. So that is
I like that.
important to me. I am leaving the fact that I
cheated at Monopoly.
How are you going to answer my question for me?
Just give me some options.
That is not my answer.
Okay. What's your answer?
Tickling you.
Oh, thank you. Because who wants to be tickled? But can I tickle you, though?
Yeah, you could tickle me.
Are you going to in turn try to tickle me?
I'm trying to get away, like fighting.
We need to have a pillow fight.
Oh, that would be so fun. But you know what? I've never had a pillow fight that like broke the pillows. You know, you only see that on TV.
Yeah.
Like that shit don't actually really happen. Because if the seams on the pillow broke the way that they do on TV, take that shit back. I've never seen a pillow so fragile outside of being on TV.
And they don't put feathers in pillows anymore, I don't think either.
Oh, that's another one.
It's fake down. I don't know what fake down looks like, but I don't think it's feathers. Like I've had a real feather pillow a long time ago, and it's heavy and it hurts, and the feathers actually stick you.
Yeah, that's no fun
at all.
But yeah, I would love to have a pillow fight with you.
Let's schedule it.
Oh, you know what? I have to take this back.
No,
not take it back.
Oh.
I have something to add. I'm taking it back earlier in the conversation. Something playful that we did. We set out the palette here.
Oh,
little table.
Anything.
But what I want to add to that, I would love to build a fort.
We can build a fort.
Yeah.
Do we have enough stuff to build a fort?
I don't know, but we're gonna have to figure it out.
In the winter though. I feel like that's kind of a fall.
Yeah, we could do that.
It'd be hot in the summer.
Yeah, we could definitely let's do that. We'll build a fort in the fall. Sounds good?
I like it.
Okay, cool. So our call to action for you guys is incorporate more play into your relationships and share those experiences with us. Like, we want to know, what do you guys do in your relationship to keep it light and playful? And yeah,
because suggestions are taken and needed.
Yeah. We want to hear what you guys do and what works for y'all. Before we get off, I do want to shout out Impulse Chicago, Ken and Darren from the Resource Hub. I know you guys met us at Pride Southside or Southside Pride?
Pride Southside.
Pride Southside. Okay, thank you. I always get those mixed up in my head. At Pride Southside, and you wrote your information on the card that we had for our bowl. However, you left no email, no phone number, no IG handle, or any other social media handle. So we can't get in touch with you, but luckily we gave you one of Ace's business cards. So please, if you are listening, reach out to us, Ken and Darren from Impulse Chicago.
So we can collab.
Because y'all had some good things going on. So at Impulse, they do some different types of therapy for queer folk, whether it's Reiki or was it like therapy with pain?
Art
therapy, stuff like that. So they have all these different types of events. And since this platform for us is kind of like a therapeutic session for us, they want to collab and
I think it was like figuring out how they can use podcasts for therapy for individuals that come in.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were aiming to do, but I mean, either way, we're gonna figure out something.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out something because the energy was there. They were super cool, cute. So we'd love to get with y'all and collaborate on something nice for the peoples.
For sure.
All right. I think that is it.
That's all I got.
All right. Until next time.
Peace.
She's stuck inside my mental. She got a body like a temple. Even though she drives me crazy, I tell everyone that's my baby. She's pretty like a 4K sunset. Blue-eyed baby from the Midwest. Body so bad when she undressed. Thought your ex would be upset. Little did he know I was up next.